Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Hot. I'll say we're almost close to matching shirts. Not quite.
Yeah, getting a little bit close.
Mine's grey. That looks green.
Yeah, I'm definitely like a dark green, so...
I
But
was, yeah,
close
I was
enough.
thinking about wearing a dark green t-shirt.
We'll,
Lucky I did. It would have looked. I wouldn't look weird.
bit by bit, we'll try and get everything matching. We'll try and get the lights going, all of that sort of stuff. I'll go Nintendo Red now just to match you. All those sorts of things, no worries. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, I didn't realise you had a
only-
sneaky LED
I've got
behind
another
you.
one which... Oh, the chair's
Other
getting in the
side.
way. Like that's kind of in there as well. I'm trying to work out the sweet spot. It's mostly been put in place to kind of because I've had them for years. They've just been sitting under the bed after I moved into the shed. I couldn't work out how I wanted to configure it. Then for footy reasons, I kind of got them in place, but I think I still need to rejig the spot. Like when we're in this sort of square format, there's only so much that can be seen anyway. I block the other one. I've got to try and work out what the right spot is to sit them at the moment. But so a bit more messing around will go on, but. Yeah. Anyway, that could be a separate New Year's resolution. It's a little bit late for this episode to kind of go out, but it is our kind of New Year's gaming resolutions episode. We'll kind of reflect on some of the things that we were trying to do in the gaming world last year, how successful we were or weren't with some of those, and then set a few goals that we want to try and tick off within the gaming space for 2025. Before we get really specific, Matto, like we set 3 each. How'd you go overall with yours? Did you tick everything off, or
No,
good?
I did not. I've only ever done that once, and since then it's been very
Mediocre ever since.
mediocre. Back to usual.
Well, do you want to kick things off, or since we've kind of
I can.
with
I
what you did
can.
last year?
All right, so my first one. So I'm up on the whiteboard here. My first New Year's resolution.
Did you have it on the whiteboard all year last year?
All year. I looked at it all year. Just looked at it and went, oh yeah, probably should do that.
Should do that.
The first one was play Tears of the Kingdom. I did not.
No.
I did not. And it's really funny too because I had the offer. Someone said, oh, if you want to borrow Tears of the Kingdom, you can come borrow it. And I thought, okay, but the thing was that the rule for me for this one was to not borrow it, was to purchase.
Okay.
And I did not purchase it, which is quite funny because
there
were three situations where I possibly could have purchased it. The first one was when I went through the international part of the airport, where it was on.
Oh really?
It was duty free for $60.
Oh mate.
I looked at it, went no, and walked off. The second incident was on EB Games. It was the collector's edition. It was like half price for like, I don't know what it was, like $90, $80. I also said no. And I thought, I'm an idiot. But in saying that, too, it was only available in one location, which was somewhere in the middle of Queensland.
Oh, well, okay.
And I ain't driving all the way up there. No, of course not.
Which is bullshit, by the way. And like, I'm going to throw EB under the bus with that stupid tight ass Tuesday style sale they had recently, which, you know, it's all well and good to offer these things and then go, oh yeah, but they're only like, we're not delivering any of the stuff, so if you want it, you got to go to South Australia or Queensland or whatever it is to get your copy of Metroid Prime for $5. Suck a dick, EB Games. Like, come on. it's crap. Like
it's just stupid. Like, oh yeah, cool, it's a sale. I was like, oh, by the way, it's only available in this one store 4,000 kilometers away from you. I was like, I'm not going all the way there. Why can't they just put it in a little, Australia Post box and send it to me like a normal person?
The discount is lost straight away just to make the commute over to get it. It's ridiculous. And then some. Yeah.
I mean, JB can do it, so why can't...
And EB can deliver as well. They do offer delivery for for a lot of stuff. But yeah, I didn't understand that. And hell, charge a premium for the delivery in this case because you're probably saving $80 on the game. Charge us $20 for delivery. I don't care. Like, you go, okay, sweet. I'm still getting this awesome game that's normally for $80 to $100 for $25. I'll still do it. But
and you're making me go through 10 steps to just purchase it and go, oh, by the way, we're not delivering it. Like, well, screw you. And then the third and final one.
I built my cart and then.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they say, oh, but you can't buy any of them because they're not in your local store and we're not delivering them. I'm like, oh, that was a waste.
Why waste my time? No wonder your website keeps crashing because, you just keep annoying people.
Yeah.
And then the third one, also EB, was a owned sale where if you buy one and then you buy the second one, you get it for half price.
Oh,
I also said no.
you picked a different game, or you just didn't
I just
pick up
looked at.
others?
I don't think I picked a different game. I just don't think I could find another game.
That's
There
fair.
probably was plenty of games there, but I just looked at it and went, I can't be bothered scrolling through pages and pages of games for a game that, let's be honest, I probably won't play anyway. So in the end of it, probably a waste of time. So I said no.
I got super depressed going into the Water Gardens EB fairly recently because it's like 80% Zing.
Yeah, Zing, it's all toys, no games.
You're a game shop.
Pop,
You're
pop
advertising
vinyl.
yourself as EB Games, so sell the games. If you're advertising as Zing, no worries. Like I think about High Point, for example. They've got it's a Zing store, and then they've got the EB Games thing downstairs. This was ridiculous. So there's like one and a tiny bit walls of PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and then it was just merchandise everywhere. It was insane.
Cool. I call it crap, but other people call it merchandise. I just call it.
Well, sorry, a lot of it is crap, but
Yes, here's 4 million pop vinyls. I don't want them.
yeah,
I want
most of it
games.
was shit.
Pop one. No, that too. Like the
I
most
say that
rubbish.
now. I only really recently realised that there's a Banjo Kazooie pop vinyl.
Is it?
I'm like,
What?
yeah,
So
I want that.
one out of 1,000.
I've got about half a dozen at my desk that have accumulated over many years that that students have given them to me as a gift or whatever. Like I've got Commander Shepard, I've got Nathan Drake, I've got Aloy, I've got Sly Cooper, that's like a GOAT tier one. That's amazing.
I got the Garrus and Grunt pop vinyls.
Oh, nice.
And I've got a lot of Borderlands ones. I went crazy on Borderlands.
I think I had.
I think I got all of them. I think I got all of them. I think I got all the Claptraps, Handsome Jack, Moxie, some other ones, and all the Monty Python the Holy Grail pop vinyls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone down that path myself, but
I did, and that's where I stopped. I thought, yeah, that's enough. No more.
But yeah, I've not really splurged from. I will get that Banjo Kazooie one at some point.
Actually, no, wait. My most prized possession one. I said,
oh, here we go. Go on, no, take it off. Do what you got to do. Oh yeah, and just for a reminder, everyone, at some point along the way, we were talking about Zelda.
Most people think, oh yeah, what's your most prized one? Is it like Zelda, a gold one? No, it is Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum at his best. I also have a Hans Gruber one. Oops, I just dropped it. Oh well.
None of mine are in their boxes. They've all come out of the box.
Or my Mr. Bean one. That's probably better than all the video game ones I have.
Any of those you think would be the sort that have actually added value?
Well, no.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe if it gets signed, and then I can just showboat it around. Look what I've got.
This is going off topic. I discovered before just seeing a few, like the likes of David Smith, formerly Kotaku, and a bunch of others kind of chatting on Blue Sky recently about some of their old press kits, like media kits or whatever they'd been given, and they spotted a few of them popping up on eBay. There's like a Bloodborne one that's going for $3,500. The Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, which I have a copy of, and it's not quite visible in the background here, but
Oh yeah, I can see it. Yes.
yeah, you could see it. It's signed by Arnie Meyer from Naughty Dog, but that's going for like $800. Let alone the fact that I've got to sign one. I'm like, holy shit!
Whoa.
And also, any of those people who are doing it, you're dickheads. You're not allowed to, you're not supposed to. They're given to you, and then you're specifically asked not to do this sort of thing. But anyway, I guess desperate times. Maybe people have moved out of the industry, and so they don't give a fuck anymore.
Well, they just got it's going well the media's industry, so they're just probably what, screw it. I don't.
What are they gonna do? Fire me?
Oh yeah, what are they going?
Yes, actually.
What are they gonna do? Blacklist me? Go for it.
Yeah, dark days. Okay, so your first one was Zelda. You didn't buy it, so you didn't play it.
And so that's a no. So that's a cross. The second one is Fine Gaming Circle. That is also.
Oh
a no.
yeah, that's right.
And that is no one else's fault but myself. I'm the only one to blame here because there's this one important thing you probably need to do when you want to talk to people. That is
play online.
Talk to people.
Yep.
Is probably the best thing, and I didn't do that. I was just like, I'll just follow these people, and I just never interacted or did anything. So that one is entirely on me, and I'll take full responsibility for that because no one else's fault but myself.
That's fair.
I'll take it on the chin because that is my own fault. And it's one thing I should really should do is just do that important step of
Put yourself
talking
out
to
there.
people. Put yourself out there, which I don't do, which I should.
Nah, don't worry about it.
But at the same time, well, look, it's so much effort, time and effort just to impress people, and that's just like the other part of it. It's like I can't be bothered impressing people. It's just too much effort.
That's fair. Don't blame you.
And that's like most people do. Oh yeah, go impress these people. It's like I don't want to.
No.
It's like
Not
no,
worth the effort.
I refuse to. If they want to be impressed, go watch something else or go do something else.
Go do something else.
So that's it. That's a no. So that's
0 from 2 so far.
0 from 2. True patched form.
Let's see if yeah, just like
Fantastic.
a prediction. Let's see if number 3 works out.
Number 3 is focus on Twitch and YouTube Shorts.
I feel like you ticked that one off.
That one is a definite tick. So
yeah.
I'll go back to 2023 stats for YouTube Shorts.
Okay, good.
Just to compare. So
yeah, I mean, you've talked me through some of this, but certainly the audience have heard it. So
total subs I had at the end of 2023 was, well, number of subs I got for 2023, I should say, was 41. So I got 41 subs that year. And total views was 60,643. So my whole goal for last year, 2024, was to double those numbers. Yep. If I double those numbers, that was a win.
So about 80 plus subs and at least 120 views, 1,000 views.
So the final stats for 2024. So total new subs for 2024. So not total subs, should point out. 103.
Nice.
So I ticked that one. Tick. And total views was 218,192. So I did 3 times better, or almost 4 times better, in the views department.
Than the year before. Yeah, that's good.
And that's mainly because I was pretty consistent through the entire year.
That's fair. Like, I think in any of this stuff, like, and any sort of content creation, consistency is the key. I think if people think you're flaky, they're not going to...
So I was pretty consistent. So every 3 days, I put up a short for the entire year. So I did about 100 plus.
100 shorts.
Well, and mainly all those shorts came from the Twitch streaming side of things. So
yeah, they're like clips, right?
Clips, yes. So, well, let me see if I... So anything I thought may be clip worthy, I wrote down in this book.
Yep.
So I wrote down timestamps, this, highlighted everything. To go, oh, that could be useful. So, because otherwise, I'm just going to do a stream, then go, at the start of the year, that's what I did. It's like, oh, wait, how am I going to do this? Because I'm scratching my head going, how do I know what's good, what's not? Because I'm doing it, and I'm not going through, sitting there for an hour watching clips
watching
and go, oh, that's a good one. So I decided to just decide to do it on the go. So if I miss something, I don't have to care about it. I don't have to think about it. I just write it in time and think that could work. Sometimes it did work. That's fine. As long as I had backups, because sometimes you look at it and go, I could do something with that. Other times, nothing. Maybe not. But that was fine, because you just, at the moment in time, you look at it and go, this could be something. Sometimes it's not. But
that's fair.
Going forward for this year, this is not a New Year's resolution thing. I'm sort of just gonna cut back on it.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm just gonna aim for 2 a week, max 2 a week, minimum 1. So a minimum of 52 for the year. So I'm really downgrading there, because I think I found like a lot of the Twitch and YouTube short stuff, I didn't spend a lot of time on other games, because I played Red Dead Redemption 2 on my stream
a lot
for a good 6 months.
Got a lot of email notifications about Red Dead.
Yeah, and so I just thought, yeah, I'm going to cut back, just play games I want to play, not that I really mattered anyway. And then the Twitch thing is I just look at it maybe once a week, because I can see why a lot of people try and then give up, because it is not a lot of fun sitting there by yourself, talking to yourself. It sucks. I get it. And everyone says the same thing. Everyone does it. And I get that. I wasn't annoyed by it. I was more annoyed by the so-called graphic designers that kept turning up in my chat going, but the best thing was, every time they turned up and like certain dialogue of text, I knew straight away what they were. So I did my thing of, one-worded answers I gave them. That was my goal for every time they gave. It's like, oh, how are you? I was like, yeah, good. And then they write back, I'm good also. I was like, I never asked you how you were. It's just, like, clearly they're not listening. And then they just see what they do, get to the point. It's like, oh, I do graphics on this. I was like, yep, I was waiting for it. But as time went on for last year, I started to do different things. So I started putting rules, and the first rules were like my rules said, if you break any of these rules, you're banned. First thing was no graphics, no adversing graphics, and
How many people did you have to ban?
surprisingly, it worked really well because
Okay.
some people followed, said hi, how are you? Within 20 seconds, they unfollowed because they read the rules, and anyone that decided to go through with it got banned. I think at one stage I had like 30 straight people, like all graphic designers, this and that, all got banned. And then eventually, they all disappeared. So for like the last 3 months of the year, I got no graphic designs offers or anything. So my theory is, I reckon there's like 1 or 2 people with multiple accounts.
Yeah, probably.
So pretty much eventually, I just banned every one of their accounts. So, and then I felt so much happier.
Run out of their accounts. Yeah, that's fair. Well played. I like it.
Yeah, at the end, like I wasn't really streaming to anyone, but to be honest, I was a lot more happier and had more enjoyment with those 0 viewers than having to talk to having to talk to some idiot who's not really following you for the reason of following you. Is just like, oh, hey, you want some graphics together? I was like, no. Like, oh, but you need graphics to improve your channel. I was like, no, you don't. Like, when does anyone ever go to a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel, and go, there's some nice graphics you got there?
I'll subscribe.
No one. No, 0. Yeah, exactly. About the person. Yes, the graphics are extra. That's just, I think, the standard what people do. And I refuse to go to the standard. I'll just do it my way. If it takes longer, I don't care.
That's fair.
Because at the end of the day, I had one goal for my Twitch streaming and YouTube shorts. One goal, and that goal was have fun.
And
that was it. That was it. There was no I want to get 1,000 followers, subscribers, what this stuff. I was like, no, you know what? If I have fun, because every time I'm gonna hit that goal. Like other people are like, oh, I failed because what total? I got 144 total subscribers. If I said, oh, I want 1,000. It's like, do I call it a failure? I was like, no, because it's more than what I had last year. So to me, that's a win.
Gains.
And it's all shorts as well. So I'm not expecting to get high levels of subscriber base because I myself am the same. So I look through YouTube shorts. I don't subscribe to every video I watch, even though I see the same person's video time and time again.
Because the algorithm's just going to feed it to you anyway after
a while. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter. After a while, I think, oh, I like this person. Subscribe, but most of the time I don't, and I can understand that, so I don't get angry at people watching my videos and not subscribing. I'm okay with that. And also the TikTok side of things too. I got 75,000 views.
Jeez,
also pretty happy. Yeah, which I'm pretty happy with. Instagram, nothing. Waste of time. Don't even bother. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that.
I feel like I need to check how the Player 2 TikTok went now.
Let me see how many likes I got. How many likes did I get for total likes for TikTok? 2,410 with 25 followers. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Seems good. Just keep doing your thing, mate.
Yeah.
Well, was there any? Yeah, it was have fun, and then those numbers. You hit those numbers with your subs and your views. As you said, it's a win. Anything else is good from there. Yeah, I've kind of learned a little bit. I mean, obviously I'm not doing live streams for Player 2 stuff, but certainly with the footy content, like the numbers keep going up, and I've kind of been tempted on a few occasions to go, okay, let's set this big grand number. Let's see if we can make it explode. But kind of dialed it back to, no, I'm just going to keep having fun and doing my thing. And if people come along, if the money comes along, then great. And both of those things are happening, but I'm not going to go chasing a number. I say that, and we'll probably post some sort of goal. I mean, we do have, as a team, we've got some kind of numbers that we want to hit for subscribers and income and all those sorts of things over the course of the year. Patrons as well. But for the most part. But that's there. But then when I get into the stream, I'm not going to sit there and watch the numbers and go, oh, it's a quiet night tonight. That's giving me the shits or whatever. And it's just go, no, I'll just do my thing. And if it's for 30 minutes or if it's as a lot of some of the footy streams end up being, 2-3 hours, then fine. Is what it is. Fun's the priority. So I like that approach.
Fun is the key. You're having fun. Why are you doing it? That's
Exactly.
how I look at it.
Yeah,
like, I want to get the money. It's like there's better things to get money from,
The money's only really a big factor if you actually blow up in this space. Otherwise, you're doing it for chump change, and that's fine, and it's good and fun, and it's nice to get a little bit in your pocket, but it's not going to change your life.
Yeah, you shouldn't rely on it. Let's be honest. Do not rely on it.
Exactly. All right. So my 2024 goals were, the scale of them is, I don't know, they differ a little bit. But I'm just looking at it now. Well, there's one that I'll ask for your opinion when it comes to it. Actually, two of them I'll ask for your opinion
I think you asked this before. I think you asked this a couple of weeks ago, and I think I said yes, but go on.
So one of them was Monster Hunter World in co-op, which I think it was mostly meant to be framed around you.
Yeah, but yeah.
We discussed it in the updates last week, and obviously this is that was all done before this episode, before recapping our 2024 resolutions. Does it count as a tick? Because I've done it in co-op. It wasn't with you, but I've done heaps of it in co-op. I finished Iceborne. I've done put crazy hours into it.
Well,
does that count?
Well, we did do co-op in Wild, so I see that as close enough. We did do a co-op with a Monster Hunter game, just wasn't with Monster Hunter World.
But then I did a whole bunch of co-op in World as well. So all right, cool. Well, there's a tick. The next one I've also got kind of a little question mark over, and then the last one is straight up a failure. But I said put minimum 5 hours into all Xbox first parties. Now,
we discussed this, and I said yes.
But then, and you did say that initially, and then I've kind of thought about, well, there's Call of Duty and there's those sorts of things as well. Do they all count? So, obviously, in terms of traditional first party exclusives, there's what Hellblade. And I don't know if we count Starfield DLC. I would say DLC doesn't count.
No, if we're not counting Elden Ring as Game of the Year nominee, I don't think you can count Starfield as
something for this. That's okay. So, but yeah, I mean, Call of Duty is now owned by Microsoft. It's an Xbox first party, even though it's published elsewhere. So,
yeah, that's the thing. So it's published on other platforms. So I don't see that as an Xbox exclusive. Yes,
but I didn't say that. I just said Xbox first parties.
Xbox first party. So it's not a first party. So
no, it's still first party developed. It's just being published elsewhere. It's like MLB The Show. It's still an PlayStation first party, but because of their deal with MLB, they've got to publish it elsewhere. I don't know. It's a weird grey area with that one. I don't know. I could even give myself half a tick. I did all the Xbox, like the traditional Xbox part of it. Did Bethesda put anything out last year?
Well, if you count Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, no, I failed. I didn't do Indiana Jones. No, so I failed that one. Good point. Call of Duty. Okay, like if we want to get technical, sure, but I missed Indiana Jones, so no, I screwed it up.
But Indiana Jones doesn't come out to PlayStation till this year. Not.
Yeah. But it's missed the cut for this episode. So the last one, there's no ifs, buts, or maybes about it. It's definitely a failure. So I said that I'm going to document. So the year before it was I'm going to get credits on, I think it was 50 games or 60 games or something like that. And then but then as I was doing that, I was kind of documenting all in like a Twitter thread. I've now been using the IGN playlist app, which is actually far better than the GG app, for what it's worth, anyone out there. But I was going to document all 60 of the games. So it was kind of a two-part sort of goal. I was going to get 60 and document all, make sure it's all there and accounted for, and have them all ranked. And I was doing a pretty solid job, and I documented, I think, everything. I can't think of anything that I've necessarily missed. Problem is, last year was a pretty stacked year for JRPGs. So they consumed a lot of my time, and instead of getting to 60, I got credits, and that was the big thing. They had to be games that were finished. I wasn't going to kind of half-ass it. 33 games was all I hit. So
that's still pretty good,
which is a good year. Don't get me but 33, that does include some DLC. There's Alan Wake DLC in there. There's Final Fantasy 16 DLC in there.
Well, how many JRPGs? Because they count as 3 games.
Final Fantasy, Paper Mario, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D.
Oh, that's a big one.
The Final Fantasy 16 DLC, Super Mario RPG.
Oh, bloody hell. That's a lot.
Ayuden Chronicle Rising. And yeah, I'm definitely feeling like there was more. There was some that kind of crossed the year. That's right. It was kind of a weird, blurry spot. Um, but obviously, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth alone was nearly
Massive.
100 hours. So that same app tells me I spent 468 hours playing games, which is about 200 hours short of what I put into the PlayStation, according to the PlayStation wrap up. So there's some stuff that's missing. Definitely some RPGs in that list that are missing. But yeah. I mean, do we even maybe another Crab's Treasure even potentially counts a bit because it's Souls-like and it's got RPG stuff in it. But anyway, so yeah, missed the boat on that one. But I mean, it was a good year. Kind of going back to your point about having fun. Had lots of fun playing games last year. It's just that the nature of a lot of the games is they were real long, and that was despite the fact that there's some that I really wanted to play that I missed, like Dragon Age, for example. But that would have been another RPG tossed in there. I'm going to double check. There's some other games from the year that I would have really liked to jump into and didn't necessarily do it. Actually, I missed putting Fantasia Neo Dimension in there, but that's another JRPG, so good on me. Diablo 4, I still wanted to get and play in time for Vessel of Hatred.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't do that, and then didn't do the DLC as a result. Metaphor ReFantazio's on the list. I wanted to play that, but another RPG. Like there's some big games. Even Zelda Echoes of Wisdom would have loved to have done it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a bunch that were missed that just kind of came at the due to a whole bunch of longer games that just consumed a lot of hours. And they'll sit on the pile of shame, and we'll get there soon enough. But I'm not going to get there anytime soon. But those were my three. So I think what I've got this year is a bit more achievable. Oh, actually, I also missed Flight Sim for Xbox as well. So there's another one that just springs to mind. But I think what I've got this year is a bit more achievable. I am actually, and I guess I might even cycle into mine, then we can throw to your 2025 ones. So for 2025 this year, I am bringing back the 5 hours in all Xbox first parties. I won't count Call of Duty, just to put that out there. No. But anything else, if it's anything else from Activision that they put out, there won't be anything else from them. But anything Xbox, anything Bethesda, I'll count it. So we're talking about Doom: The Dark Ages. We're talking about, hell, Forza 5's just been announced for PlayStation. I'll count that. Avowed, Avowed's
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark, we don't know yet. Possibly. The rumours are bubbling. Fable's supposed to come out. The rumours have been bubbling up about Gears. In fact, there's been a few different Gears rumours between the Xbox 360 trilogy getting remastered and coming to PlayStation. That'll count if it happens, but that's fine because I'm champing at the bit to jump into that. E-Day is rumoured to potentially even be on track for this year as well. Xbox year is stacked, so there could be close to 100 hours just that I have to lock in at the minimum just to address that particular goal. But I'll do it because to their credit, everything that they've announced is really, really appealing to me at the moment. So everything's kind of on.
Yeah, everything's appealing, but hopefully what they're promoted is as good as they say.
Well, I'll back in Obsidian with Avowed. I'll back in id with Doom. Indiana Jones is going to count. I'm going to have to count Indiana Jones, but that's fine. I'm waiting to play that, so that's fine. They've got a lot going. South of Midnight is maybe the big question mark in terms of quality, but that might, depending on if that bombs or if any game bombs, sure, it might be a bit of a struggle to get through 5 hours, but I'll do it. And if it happens to be multi-plat, you can... Outer Worlds 2 is meant to come out this year.
Oh, yes.
So there's another one.
Oh, man.
There's a few RPGs in that list too.
Better Starfield, I'd like to call it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, but yeah. Oh, well, you're talking about the original one versus Starfield.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. So 5 hours across all Xbox first-party games, Call of Duty excluded, but maybe I'll end up playing Call of Duty. Maybe it really appeals to me. My next one is... I'm already part of the way down the road with this one, actually, because I kind of said it back at the very beginning of the year, and it's just a month that's played out already that's kind of helped. I'm committing to playing... So I'm not going to do the 60 credits or any of those sort of things because, again, depending on the year, it just may not work out. I realise that the nature of the game's caused too many issues. But I do want to tick off one Tales game, one Dragon Quest game, and one Final Fantasy game this year.
So we've ticked off so far? One?
I've ticked off Tales already because I played...
Oh, Dragon Quest?
For
Oh, you haven't
review.
finished Dragon Quest.
Well, no, I finished Dragon Quest 3, but no, like there'll be.
Oh, 1
I
and
mean,
2.
if I have to go back to play a game because nothing comes out, then I'll go back to play a game, which I think maybe potentially is the case with Final Fantasy. I probably doubt it because I can't think of the last time there was a year where a Final Fantasy game of some sort didn't come out. But yeah, I've already ticked off Tales of Grace's remastered for review, so I've addressed that one. Dragon Quest 1 and 2, so obviously they put out 3 HD 2D last year. 1 and 2 are getting the same treatment and are meant to come out this year, so I should be able to tick that goal with that release. Final Fantasy is the question mark because there are no Final Fantasies officially announced for this year. But if that doesn't, if nothing eventuates, then maybe towards the end of the year, once I kind of know that nothing's coming, I'll just bust out an old game from the Final Fantasy list and go for it. So just to make sure that in a year that doesn't seem like it's going to have a huge number of JRPGs, that I can at least kind of enjoy games from my favorite genre and some of my favorite franchises over the course of the year. My last goal was a bit like the backlog one from the past. 12 backlog games, but the specific caveat on the whole thing is I've gone and looked through my trophy list, and I've picked out games where I've kind of started but they're not finished, and their trophy percentage level was below 10%. One of the things I kind of want to get out of this at the same time is I want to boost my overall completion rate. I look at PSN profiles quite a lot, and my completion rate's not horrible. It's close to like 40%, and that when they what they mean by that is like 40% of all trophies that could have been earned across all games that I've played. I think it's like 38% or something like that. I want to lift that up, and a handy way to be able to do that, but also address some backlog stuff, is to go and focus on some of those games where I've got less than 10%. I've gone and built the list of what those games are. I mean, maybe something else will come along, maybe I change it, but right now I know what those games are. One of them was Monster Hunter World. Once I started playing Iceborne, I'm like, oh, hang on, this belongs on the list. So I've fortunately already ticked that one off, but I've got 11 games I still need to do for the rest of the year. Maybe some of those games will change, but this is what they are. The original Dead Space from PS3.
What, just one?
Dead Space
or
1.
3?
Yeah, Dead Space 1. I played 2 and 3. I
enjoyed 1. Okay.
I enjoyed 1, but for some reason didn't finish it, and then whatever. I loved 2 and 3. Really enjoyed everything I was playing from 1, but yeah, never got close to getting it finished. And currently that percentage trophy rate's like 2-3% or something like that. I need to get back to it and finish that off. Dragon Age Origins is going to be one of the bigger ones. I have committed to at least one big meaty RPG in this whole list. That's the one. Very niche one that most people don't know about. It was called Margin and the Forsaken Kingdom. It was like a Game Republic game from way back. I can't remember who published it. Maybe Bandai Namco. Sounds very JRPG, but it's not really. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's only like a 15-hour job, so that one's not too bad. Do you remember all those Trine games? I mean, they're still putting them out, but like Trine, it was like a 2D side-scrolling platformery sort of thing.
No.
Pretty accessible, pretty straightforward. Also, just an 8-hour game. But one that I started, enjoyed, and never got back to. Gonna tick that one off. Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. That was the first one. I played the second one, the Temple of Osiris. Loved it. Didn't go back to it. This was more like a top-down, isometric, almost twin-stick shootery style thing with lots of platforming in it. I've gone to the Vita for Escape Plan, which was like a launch day Vita title. And one that I think, I mean, it's a short enough game. It's a nice change of pace. It's kind of putting me in a genre that I don't normally mess around with. I don't love puzzle games too much, but I thought that might be a good opportunity to address that one. One that was sitting on my to-do list for 2024, like it was actually one of the games I wanted to play during the Christmas holidays of 2024, as in 2023 into 2024, that I then never got around to, was Forspoken. I dabbled with it a tiny little bit at the time and enjoyed it, but what I was doing at the time was Jess, as in Player 2 Jess, had been sent the code for review. I then mooched off her account to play it to prepare video for the website, got started, enjoyed it, but then kind of lost my access to it. I decided to add it onto the list because it was somewhat recently added to the PlayStation Plus extra catalog, so I don't even have to pony up to access the game, which is a good way for me to tick off something that I really want to play anyway. There's 4 more to go here. One of them I have a huge amount of history with. Specifically, it's kind of trauma associated with this one. I'm going to go back and deal with it. Little Big Planet karting. This was the game that I was playing when my PS3, my big fat OG backwards compatible PS3, bricked.
Oh no.
When it got the yellow light of death, and so firstly it was a bit of a chore just to get the disc out of the machine. But then there was so much, I mean, a lot of time had passed. There was a lot of mucking around and those sort of things going on, and then the moment for Little Big Planet karting completely disappeared. Now I know like completion seems a bit weird, but like there's trophies linked to completing different, not each individual course, but like almost like the Mario Kart style cups, and completing all the cups. So I'm going to consider like finishing off every track as that. There was a whole bunch of creation mode stuff that I don't think is accessible anymore. I'm pretty sure the online has been turned off for that game. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I can't do, but that's fine. That's all additional stuff, and it's not really campaign anyway. Puppeteer from the PS3 was also one that I really, really loved. A really quirky little platformer that I enjoyed playing and never got done. The next one is one that I have previously finished before back on the PSP, but they put out a remaster. You'll notice that there's a bit of a pattern, mostly with PS3 here. I'm kind of using it as an opportunity to go and tick off a whole bunch of those and potentially just go, hey, there's nothing on PS3 that I ever want to play again outside of a repeat at this point. But the next one is God of War Ghost of Sparta.
Oh, the
all
prequel.
of those.
Oh, the PSP, yeah.
That was a PSP one initially. Played it on the PSP, loved it on the PSP, finished it on the PSP. Then there was the remasters that came out. They did the remaster for 1 and 2, and that was kind of in a bundle. And then they did remasters for the 2 PSP games, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. I finished Chains of Olympus, and I never finished Ghost of Sparta on that second replay. And I want to do that. So I'm going to tick that one off. And the last game is maybe a hang my head in shame sort of game. It's the original Bioshock.
Oh.
I've played Infinite, loved Infinite, messed around a bit with the original Bioshock, loved the original Bioshock, but never even got close to finishing that game, and I need to take it off my pile of shame.
So isn't there talks of a remaster?
There are the remasters. Yeah, there are the remasters, and maybe I'll get a bit of momentum going and play it on the PS3 and then go and play the remaster, because I own the remaster as well. But I do want to address at the same time, I'm going to commit to the PS3 version because I want to fix up that trophy completion rate at the same time. I don't like looking through that list and seeing 1%, 2%, those sort of things. If I start a game and then it doesn't click with me and I'm still got 0%, that is like the best case scenario. Like a shit game with an early accessible easy trophy drives me insane because I like it. Maybe finish level 1, ping, but then I hate the game. Well, I'm going to be stuck with that 1% forever. But if it's a little bit harder, or it's just a little bit, you've got to go a bit further to earn that thing. And I've already gone, nah, game's not for me, and I close it. I can delete that trophy list, but as soon as you ping a trophy, that's impossible. So, yeah, I want to, especially for games that I, really enjoyed or want to go back and play, I'm going to try and address the trophy percentage completion thing at the same time. So it's a good way to deal with the backlog, and also look after my beloved trophies at the same time. So those are, I think I discussed the others. 5 hours of Xbox first parties, 1 Tales, 1 Dragon Quest, 1 Final Fantasy, and then the 12 backlog games. Already ticked off one of the other Tales. Already ticked off Monster Hunter as one of the 12. They're my goals for the year. But I'm not going to commit to an overall number of games this year, which is nice.
They are doable as well.
I think they are doable.
Doable list.
Yeah, I mean the Xbox one is going to be Xbox one's probably the toughest one because they're actually putting out tons.
Games, yeah, they put out games.
5 hours is a big commitment too, like especially if it turns out you don't like it.
Yeah.
Like I could be doing anything else. I could be dealing with reviews and no, but I've got to commit to this game and put 5 hours into it. It's not ideal, but you watch them put out some fucking Minecraft shit. Hey, we're announcing Minecraft 2, and I've got to commit to 5 hours of playing that pilot. Anyway.
Dumpster fire crap.
Right, over to you. What are yours for 2025?
2025. So, yet again, for the 3rd year in a row, the Find a Gaming Circle still stays on.
Good.
And this time, I think I said this last year.
This time I'm going to do it.
I'm going to try. No, but this time we have another app called Blue Sky. So,
yeah.
At the moment, that app has what I would call less dickheads. So maybe...
I have noticed on the Player 2 account some porn bots have started popping up.
Oh, dear.
No. In one day, there was about 3 that were all... Like, it was a quote... What a quote post? Quote tweet of their own thing anyway that was then just at Player 2. And so
check
it
my
popped in the
links.
notifications.
Oh no. Oh, but anyway, we got a new app, so we'll try our best
Clean
to
slate.
try to interact with people with putting in as little effort as possible. That is the goal. So
I'm
that's
sure they'll
going to
love
be
that.
that will be a tough one, but we will try. The second one is play more indie games,
Yeah,
and
good one.
this one is being that I hate to say it, price of games is going up, and then unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to afford or buy some of the games that I want. So Monster Hunter World Wilds is definitely getting purchased. Everything else after that is a maybe or a no. But
I'd consider things like, and I guess some early recommendations for you if you want to tick some stuff off, like kind of address
go
that
on,
goal would be. I mean, I
go
spoke
on.
about Eternal Strands last week on our updates episode, and it's on Game Pass. You still got your Game Pass subscription, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, I reckon that like you might find a few things to like about that one too. Actually,
There's
I don't know if
plenty out there.
I don't know if Metroidvania is your thing, but Ender Magnolia also fits the bill.
Hey,
It's
we'll find it. We'll give it a go.
really moody Metroidvania that kind of gives off some Souls vibes. Don't worry, it doesn't. It's not brutal or hard like a Souls game, but it gives off that sort of mood and vibe, which is cool. Obviously, there's Split Fiction coming out in March,
Yes.
which I know is kind of EA, but it's a EA
Is it?
indie thing. So yeah, there's a few straight out the gate that
I
I'd
know there's
recommend
plenty on.
personally.
I know there's a few on Games Pass as well. I have played my favorite game. One of my favorite games from last year or year before, 2023, was Dread.
Oh, good.
The
Oh,
little
Dredge,
boat
Dredge,
game.
Dredge.
Dredge. It was in my top 5 of games of 2023.
Yeah,
Yes. And it's just all you do is go around the boat. It's the most enjoyable
just one of the
game.
best games ever.
It's one of the most enjoyable, relaxing games you can play. Just go
There
around
was
in
a-
a boat and fish.
I played
It's just
the game's first DLC. I think it was the Frozen something, but I think there was a second one.
I think that
So-
was. Well, that was a crossover with Dave the Diver, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah, but I think that was more Dredge popping up in Dave the
Other way.
Diver.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if there was another DLC because I would love an excuse to go back.
Is there not?
Yeah, so
There
the
is.
first DLC was called the Pale Reach. The second one was called the Iron Rig.
So it's 2 DLC. Oh, I should get on that right now.
Well, yeah, it kind of suits your goal for the year, but also it came out mid last year, August.
Oh, didn't even hear about it.
I remember it, but I like as a thing, but yeah, as you can tell, I completely forgot about it.
I knew there was one. I didn't know there was 2 until now.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go do it.
Yes, that is.
I don't think that's
yeah,
backloggy enough to count for my 12 games, but
I know. I think I'm pretty sure I put this one in my New Year's resolutions before, and I absolutely failed at it this time. Like my gaming circle one, we will try.
why not?
And thirdly, and this one, same as you, but not to play 12 games, play as many games in my backlog.
Oh, I did see that little pile sitting sitting in the background, so I thought that this might come up.
This is just some of the pile. The rest is online. It's either from PlayStation.
You might need to hold it up a bit more in front of your head though.
Oh
'cause
no,
I can see it, but I think it's kinda
I'll
cut
just
off.
read about these ones.
Okay.
So Fire Emblem Warriors. We haven't finished that one yet.
Nice.
Legend of Zelda Skyward Swords. I've had this since
Oh, the
it got
HD.
released.
I can
The
see the
HD
steelbook.
one. Yeah, well, they just gave it to me. I was like, "Hey, you want a steelbook?" Like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't know when this got released. Was it 2019?
2020
somewhere.
2022 maybe? No, because
2020.
that was when maybe 2021. I don't know.
But either way, I got it when it got released. I haven't even touched it. Next one is Hitman Season 1. I brought that. Haven't played it.
2021 for Skyward Sword HD. Sorry, by the way. What was that last game?
Hitman Season 1. So I'm
Okay.
2 seasons behind. Every Halo game. Because I
Wait for it to
haven't
come to
played
PlayStation. It's about to happen.
them. The Last of Us Part 2. Still haven't played it.
Oh no.
Even though I've installed it last year, still haven't touched it.
Oh, mate. You better
I
get
wish
on that. Actually, that better be one of your first priorities. Season 2's like
but I haven't even
2
watched
months
season
away.
one. I haven't watched
Yeah,
season
but
one. So I don't care.
you know what
So
the internet will do.
it's already ruined. I already know what happens.
Well, yeah. Okay. Oh,
You told me. I said, just tell me what happens. He's like, this person dies. Like, cool, whatever.
okay.
Good case. What's this one?
That's only part of it though.
Yeah.
They're not even close to scratching the surface.
Yeah. Nino Cooney 2. I brought that one day because it was
Oh.
$9. Haven't played it. Like a Dragon Itchin. We'll get to there. We're getting there. Still got to finish the other Like a Dragon one first. Hades. Haven't completed that yet.
Yeah.
Same as you. Forspoken. Got that on sale. Haven't played it. And of course, Hogwarts Legacy. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all the hard copy ones. Plus, God knows what else is on the
Digitally.
PlayStation Plus, Xbox Games Pass, whatever I purchased. Like, that one's on my Steam account as well. Looking to go, that one's $5. Buy it. So there's a lot.
I'm looking forward to our various patched updates episodes for this year. Especially if there's not much, like you've mentioned, Monster Hunter Wilds is the big one. Then you're going to look at indies. Indies typically by nature are shorter. That's going to leave a lot of opportunity for you to go and smash out some old stuff. I'm looking forward to our updates episodes and hearing about what you've been playing.
Yes, I like.
Did you set? There's no number that you've set for that.
No number. There is no number. It's
just want to get to the end of the year and go, yeah, I did
finish.
That.
Just finish as many as possible. No number.
Yeah.
So it could be 5. It could be 15. Could be 20. I don't know. I'm not going to set a goal. Go right. I'm going to get all this done and just not, like you say, have fun with it. I don't want to rush through it just for the sake of, I've got to finish as many as possible.
Yeah.
Does Helldivers 2 count? I haven't finished that yet. Does that ever finish? Does the fight ever finish?
And let me know when the time comes. I'll jump in with you. I'll go Helldiving.
So does the fight? Oh wait, when's the new thing come out? When's we go fight the Husks? Is that out now?
That DLC. You mean the one that they announced at the Game Awards?
Yes.
That came out that same day.
Oh,
so it's been out for nearly 2 months.
Oh dear, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, look, I haven't jumped into it yet. I installed it.
Well, I have to wait till Thursday.
The DLC, but
I have to wait till Thursday because that's when I get my special controller.
Is that this week?
Oh, shit, that is this week.
That is this week.
I just realized that too. It's like, when's that controller come out? It's like, the 8th of Feb. I was like, when's that? It's like, or 6 or whatever. It's like, when's that? I looked at it and went, oh shit, that's this week.
I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because EB sent.
I completely forgot. Yeah.
EB sent me an email today that was like, hey, because now it's February, my birthday's in Feb, so they're like, hey, here's your.
Here's $10.
Here's your $10 and a 50% trade-in thing. I'm like, well, I've got a bunch of controls I was looking to offload to get to this one because, I mean, when you've got 3 PS5s in the house, there's 3 straight away, let alone the Spider-Man 2 one, the God of War one, the Astrobot one, the PS1 anniversary, like the classic one, and then at some point I had a whole bunch of, I think it was Telstra points, and I cashed them all in for a black one because my original black one died. So I think I've got like 8 or 9 controllers. I don't need that many. I'm not going to get rid of my good, God of War and Astrobot and all those sorts of ones, but I can certainly offload just a basic white one or
a black
that
one.
Black one that is still sitting. Oh, and sorry, there's also the Edge. I've also got the Edge.
Oh yeah. The Edge.
So like there's nearly 10. I think there's 9 or 10 PS5 controls in the house, and I do not need that many. It's nice that so many I've gotten them for free, but
I say I've got 2, and I think that's too many.
Yeah,
it's only good if my other one goes flat. Like, right, get the other one.
I'm averaging like 3 and a bit per console, so it's not great. But I had a few building up. Like, I'll wait for the right time and I'll trade them in. And this Helldivers thing was the right one, but now they've gone and sent me a 50% trade bonus for it. I'm like, well, I'll offload my controls. Maybe I'll get the Helldivers controller for nothing, and if not, I'll just have some extra store credit that'll go towards
my
Switch 2 when I finally get to order that one.
Maybe they'll just give you $10. Like, here, have $10.
Yeah, I don't know how it works if you trade and have too much. Sure, yeah, I think they give it back to you in cash. I think. But if it's store credit, that doesn't bother me either because, I'll just put it towards, like, they'll likely be the place that I'll get my Switch 2 from. So, no big deal. But, I'm glad you reminded me of that. I'll make sure I get my controls, work out which ones I'm going to trade in. I feel like there's 2, maybe even 3 that I can get rid of. I really don't care about the basic white ones. The only worry for me will be, and I don't think this will ever happen, but will be if PlayStation goes, hey, we want those back. I'm like,
what are you talking about?
And I'll just have to get
what controller?
I'll just go out and buy some basic white controllers to replace
it. They're going to know. It's like, hang
Well,
on,
they
this
wouldn't.
one's
No.
this is not the
Look, to
right
be fair, I
controller.
don't think they ever will. That's my understanding is that's not usually how this sort of thing works. But we'll see. If they wanted it back, they probably, especially for the Slim, they probably would have asked for it already. So sucked in. I'll just do what people are doing with all their old press kits and sell it on eBay. Sorry guys, I don't have it anymore. What can I say?
I sold it for $3,000. $3,000 more than what you would have.
And a bag of chips. All right, so was that? Yeah, that's all three.
That was three.
Yeah,
that was three.
All three. I think yours are especially with your indie one. You've set no specific number on that. Your backlog, no specific number. And oh shit, what was the third?
Gaming Circle.
Oh, the Gaming Circle. I mean, that one might be a more challenging one because that's kind of been the one that's been causing you headaches for the last couple of years. But the rest all feel pretty. I feel like there's a solid 2 out of 3 at least that you could tick off, and maybe once you get that 2 out of 3, like, all right, I might lean heavier into this and see if I can get the third.
Or it just might be there. You know what? I'm done for the year. And just
True, I've done enough.
Ignore it again.
That's
my job done for the year.
So we'll see how it shakes up for the both of us. Let us know in the comments if you. I mean, I know we're February now. We're already kind of into it. But if you've got any goals that you're looking to achieve in the game world for 2025, let us know. And how you're going with them, how you plan to go about them. It'd be really interesting to see what people are up to. But otherwise, any other thoughts from you, Matto?
Yeah, you can also comment on the Spotify now as well, as
True.
I found out.
True.
Didn't know that was a feature.
True.
There you go.
Yeah, I kind of only recently learned about that, but don't use Spotify myself, so I forgot about it. Well, if you enjoyed that episode, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, Player 2 Plays, a whole bunch more. We've got lots of shorts all on the YouTube channel. Check it out. Visit the website, player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. In terms of the podcast feed, and I do not know the exact timing, but stay tuned on the Patch podcast feed for our review discussion, which is more than an hour in length for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I am not part of it, but I facilitate it. I've actually still got to edit the video and get the audio version onto the feed as of when we record this. But stay tuned for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on this Patch podcast feed, as well as the YouTube channel. A very in-depth conversation there with 3 different reviewers across 3 different outlets all talking about it. And then there'll be more hitting your feeds in due course. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers, early access, higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives, and finally there's the socials. Matto?
Matto Phil or Matto_Phil, take your pick.
Paul James Games for me. The website is player2au. We've officially killed our Twitter account on Player2, so I do need to fix our layout so that's... I mean, hell, it was out of date anyway. It still had the bird in the background. It didn't even have the X for...
I think most people don't accept that the X exists.
True.
It is the bird.
But I'll try and get that swapped over sometime soonish for something that represents Blue Sky. But check us out on Twitter, on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram as well. I don't know if Matto used the same one. But anyway, lots of different platforms. Check us out there. Player2au for the website. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.